Okay, so when there's a hurricane and you got nothing else better to do, just work on your car. So what I'm gonna do is start taking the bumper off so we can start kind of mocking up the new intercooler and see exactly how we're gonna do it. Got to take a lot of measurements before I pull the bumper because I want to make sure that once I mount it, I don't have to cut too much. I don't want to really cut much of the bumper. I know I might have to cut a little, but as you can see how skinny this intercooler is, you know, compared to that one. So, and this one's already pretty close to here, but I'm gonna end up moving it closer to the radiator anyway to gain some space. So, yeah, let me go ahead and pull the bumper off. Pretty easy. You take these bolts. The bolts behind the fender here, and comes off pretty easy. So let me do that, and then we'll start mocking it up. Okay, so I got the bumper off. There's the intercooler that I've been using. And there's the bigger one. So yeah, you could tell it's like, this thing is so tiny. I think it's only 2.5 inches thick and 2.5 inch inlet and outlets. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this off, and then we'll start kind of putting this in position to see how we're gonna do this. It's actually kind of laughable, the difference in size. You can see, like, I said it was 2 times bigger, but I'm saying this is probably 3 times bigger. I mean, look at the inlet and outlet. It's actually pretty funny. But it served its purpose for a little while, but this is gonna be much better. So let me get this over here. I'm gonna try to maybe put a box or something down here to set it on so I can kind of visualize where I'm gonna, you know, the mounting points and all that. Okay, so here's what I come up with so far. I had some little pieces of metal, my little metal area over there. It's basically just like pretty heavy steel, and I'm gonna probably weld that on there. One here and one here, and that will then bolt to the bottom of that, the intercooler there. Hopefully that works. That's only going to be for the bottom. Then I'm going to have to come up with something on the top too, because I can't. This intercooler is like way heavier than the other one, so I can't rely on just, you know, mounting it on one side or the other. On the smaller intercooler, I just mounted it on the top only, and then the couplers kind of held it in place. But this one is much heavier, so I got to mount it from the top and the bottom. So I'm probably just going to weld these on here. I would bolt it, but it's this metal here is kind of, you know, radiator. These Fox body radiator supports are really flimsy, and this one's already dented here. That's usually if someone hits a curb or something, or I don't know how that got dented, but it's dented. There, very few Fox body radiator supports are in good shape. But anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and kind of grind off some of the paint and on this and this, and let's see if I can tack it on there, and let's see if how strong that's going to be. All right, so we got a few tacks on it. Just tacked it there and there, made sure it was all level and all that. So now what I'm gonna do before I like finish putting a few more stitches in it is I'm gonna put the intercooler on it and see where the holes line up, and kind of mark that out too to see where I'm gonna be, because I'll have to drill a hole in this to match up with the holes on the or the mounts on the intercooler. So let me get it up on there and then let's see how it looks so far. So yeah, that looks pretty good right there. God, it looks massive, don't it? Okay. So as you can see, we're gonna be mounting, drilling some holes here and here. The reason they're offset a little bit, you can see the plate is offset from the hole, because I didn't want this plate sitting over in this empty void here. So I wanted something I could weld the whole thing. Same with here too. So that's why it's hanging, it's not centered. So yeah, and then this matches up pretty good. I'm just gonna have to get, like I said before, get the adapter coupler. I know that was a good idea. Someone messaged me and said that you could use like a exhaust expander to open up that pipe, but I'm just gonna stick with going with a coupler, a 2.5 to 3 coupler, because like I was saying earlier in the last video, I may, in the future, if I end up going full 3-inch throughout, then I can just, you know, ditch the coupler and do that. So instead of having to cut off a flange that I've welded onto the aluminum. So, all right, let me drill those holes and we'll be back. Okay, so I got the holes drilled. The bolts fit in good. Everything seems pretty sturdy, and I've only got it just barely stitched on there with a couple spot welds. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it back off since I like where it's at. So actually what I'm gonna do before I take it off is I'm gonna see if the bumper, bring the bumper over and put the bumper on just to see if I'm good as far as clearance around the bumper itself. So let me grab that and we'll see. All right, so I test fit the bumper on there, and I'm gonna have to cut a pretty decent amount out of this light support here. I'm not really happy about that, having to cut this, but there's really no way around it. There's no other place to put it. I mean, it's just not gonna fit. Maybe I can lean it in a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. This is gonna have to be cut quite a bit because it's gonna be sticking into here. So, I mean, I don't want to cut that, but I don't really have a choice. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, if you want to run that big of an intercooler on a Fox body, I guess you got to make some modifications. There's just no way around it. So, okay, so here's what I come up with for the top. I just took the original brackets I had these welded to the bumper support here, and what I did was I just kind of bent them up to meet the top of the intercooler, and then fabricated this little other bracket here, and then I'm just going to weld these together. So to get it in and out, you just take the top and bottom bolts out and the whole thing will just slide out, in theory. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty strong too. So I'm going to go ahead and weld that, and then that should be it for mounting. I'll finish welding this, and that's pretty much going to be it for getting this thing mounted. The rest is going to be trimming the bumper to get the bumper to fit, and ordering those couplers, and that's it. So like I said before, I'm gonna have to cut a significant amount of the bumper out, which I'm not happy about, but I don't have a choice. So All right, so I got those welded. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's definitely stuck together. So I'm gonna pull it back off and finish welding the bottom, because I never finished welding the bottom. And then what we'll do is I'll put a little bit of primer on it and maybe some a little bit of white paint just to make it look a little better. And okay, so I used a little bit of this self-etching primer. It's really good. I always use this on like metal parts, and I just kind of went around and just sprayed a little bit on there. Kind of put this behind there so I wouldn't spray the radiator. But I'm just gonna do like a little light coat. I have the paint that I use to like touch-up paint that I have. I'm just gonna go ahead and once that dries, spray that, and you know, it's all behind the bumper, but it just keeps it from rusting and keeps it protected. So it's all set, been painted. Not like show quality paint, but yeah, it serves the purpose. So yeah, so that's all set. Like I said, just need to get the couplers, and this is done. Other than that, I have to trim the bumper to try to fit that. So come here, honey. What? Yeah, it actually is it has it.
It has it. Oh.
So
Can you put it in my exercise room?
So I got my wife here, and
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna ask her. So what do you think of my new intercooler?
The what?
The new intercooler.
That thing? I don't. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know. What did the old one look like?
You want to see the old one? Okay. Just wanted to get like a second opinion here. I'll do a side-by-side comparison.
What does this thing do anyway?
So this is the difference.
Oh, okay. So that one's a lot bigger. What is the purpose of it though?
It cools the air down.
Oh. So now you have more, right?
No, it's
More
just,
of a cooling.
yeah, when the air comes in, it cools off. It goes through here and cools off.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that looks like beast compared to that.
All right, guys, I just wanted to get a second opinion. That's gonna do it for this video. I'll have my wife send it off.
Send it off. What do you mean?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, like, share, and subscribe.
See you guys.